If you've been working towards manifestation and healing and growth and having a hard time calling in what you want or receiving what you want, there could be a block or resistance around receiving. Receiving is one of the most overlooked aspects and acts that we definitely need for creating success and love and abundance and fulfillment in life. We can also find ourselves in a giving mode where we're constantly giving and creating and building. But what about receiving? What about this act of actually being in receiving mode, where we're open to having maybe the universe take care of us for a bit, or having our goals and having our hard work pay off for us? If we are subconsciously used to giving and doing, we may overlook the opportunity for receiving. And maybe for yourself, maybe you feel uncomfortable receiving, or maybe you haven't even thought of receiving before, what that feels like or what that means. So I'm going to break down all the steps for receiving to incorporate into your practice so you can get comfortable receiving and being in that mode of also doing and creating, but being open to receive. The first one is going to be cultivating a positive mindset. When we are looking at the opportunities in life, when we're looking at the strengths of ourselves, and when we're looking at the positive changes that have been happening in our life, when we can shift our perception towards the good and be open to meaningful relationships and looking at the positive and looking at the opportunity, as I mentioned, then you are going to allow for more flow. When we are looking at the negative and when we are stuck in criticalness or judgmentalness, then we are stopping and preventing the flow of creation, receiving, and giving. The second is going to be releasing any limiting beliefs. Now, this can go deep, deep, deep into the subconscious, but there are going to be levels within the conscious area that you can witness, that you can pay attention to, and start to turn around, start to reverse those subconscious belief systems. This can also pertain to low worth. Maybe I am not worthy. Maybe I don't feel like I'm good enough. Maybe I don't feel like I'm competent. Maybe I don't feel like I'm able. Any of those conscious level belief systems can be reversed. So pay attention to what you are saying to yourself, what you might be speaking out to others or to the universe, and what you might be thinking in the background. It's going to give you a lot of information about your self-worth and your false limiting beliefs. The third one is going to be practicing self-worth and self-love. When we feel worthy and when we feel able to receive, then we are opening up that door for receiving. We are opening up that door and we're sending a signal to the universe that we are worthy of receiving, that we are part of the flow of receiving, not just giving. It can't be a one-way street here with our lives. We have to be open and accepting of receiving. And with that, it allows us to believe in ourselves and believe in our full abilities and capabilities. Okay, so the fourth one is going to be set clear intentions. Now, this is a lot of the work that I do and that I really focus on, because being really clear with your intentions is going to set you up for success. When you have very clear goals about maybe the kind of life that you want, maybe the kind of month that you want to experience, maybe the kind of monetary rewards that you want to establish, maybe the kind of business that you want to build, the macro and micro goal setting is really important. So the clearer that you are with your intentions, setting that intention or intentions, then you're going to have an idea of what's required in order to meet those goals and in order to follow through with those intentions. So set clear intentions and know what you want as the outcome and know what you're capable and able and willing to do to make it happen. All right, the fifth one is going to be visualize receiving with gratitude. When we are in a state of gratitude, we are appreciating the finer things in life. We're appreciating the small things. We're appreciating the big things. We're looking for, again, aspects of our life to be grateful for. It's so easy to fall into the negativity of what isn't working and overlooking some of the positive aspects of our lives and of our being. And when you visualize yourself receiving and feeling that energetic ability to connect with the feeling of receiving, then you are basically sending a signal out to the universe that you are ready and that you're open to receive. The sixth one is going to be releasing resistance. And resistance can show up in an emotion. It can show up in a thought. It can also show up in the body. Take note of where you might be holding yourself back, if it's coming from an unconscious place or a conscious place, and move into it without judgment or criticism towards self. We can be often very hard on ourselves, but what we aren't doing about not being able to accomplish certain tasks and requirements. This is all about being compassionate with ourselves and being in a place of understanding. So where are you maybe holding on to resistance and avoiding receiving? The seventh one is going to be affirmations for receiving. You can create your own affirmations that work for you. I am worthy, I am receiving, I am abundance, I am love, I am this, I am that. Or you can also say, I believe or I feel as part of your affirmations. The best time to do affirmation work is right before bed, when you are about to fall asleep, when your mind is starting to unwind from the day, and or first thing in the morning when you are waking up and your mind is just starting to adjust to the day. So it is perfect right before bed and first thing in the morning to incorporate affirmations, but also most importantly to feel those affirmations deep within yourselves. Once we feel them, we believe them, and we make it so. The eighth one is going to be practicing daily gratitude. It ties into one of the previous ones, but this one is very much of looking at what you can be grateful for, the small things in life. Again, when we become very stressed, when we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, when we're not receiving anything from our hard work and our effort, then we can often fall into the trap of looking at what isn't working or putting a lot of pressure on ourselves. Constantly try to keep that energetic flow moving in the giving and receiving mode. And so looking at any positives in your life with gratitude. You can journal this down. You can do this as a daily ritual, which I would recommend, and it will start to change your perception and also, again, maybe release any blocks and open yourself up for the opportunity to receive more. The ninth one is going to be learning from your shadow aspects, which is one of my favorites. What is your shadow trying to tell you that needs maybe observation or needs your attention? Now, this can come in the form of fear. It can show up in the form of resentment, anger, frustration, self-sabotage. What is holding you back or showing up when you are wanting to receive, or maybe when you're overlooking the aspect of receiving? Your shadow holds the key to your light, and we often overlook that part of ourselves, maybe out of shame or resentment or uncomfortableness. But this is truly a very important part of this practice, is to acknowledge your shadow and what your shadow might be trying to tell you. The 10th one is going to be celebrate the small manifestations. We often set our sights on those big goals, which is beautiful, and I always recommend that. But what about the small wins? What about the change in mindset? What about all of a sudden an improvement in health? What about all of a sudden a new friendship or a new relationship? What about reaching a certain benchmark in your career? Celebrate the small wins. They are so worth it, because those small wins are taking you to your big goal. Our big goal also isn't the end of our manifestations either. This is all about the journey and the day-to-day process. So set aside time to honor yourself, your hard work, and those small wins. All right, the 11th one is going to be self-alignment practices, such as yoga, meditation, anything that will allow you to align within yourself. It will allow for awareness and mindfulness throughout your day, and it will help you tune in with yourself rather than losing yourself maybe with the thoughts or the stress or the pressures of the day. Mindfulness techniques are hugely important for this process, and it will allow you to create greater self-awareness and understand within yourself maybe where there is a block or where there is resistance or what might need your attention. The 12th one is going to be forgive and heal. If we are holding on to resentment or negativity or regrets or stories of the past, even to do with us or to do with other people, we are holding on to negative weight. We are also going to be distracted from ourselves and from the opportunity to be in a very receiving mode. Where can you let go and forgive and maybe heal from a situation of the past? Like I said, this could be even within self. It could have to do with another person. But when we have those energetic ties to someone or a situation of the past, then we are losing ourselves in that story, and we're not allowing ourselves to move into our future. We're not allowing ourselves to move on fully. When we are in receiving mode, we are open, right? And when we are holding on to the past and regrets and stories and brooding and woulda, shoulda, coulda things, then we are not allowing ourselves to fully be open. The 13th is to be open for unexpected gifts. Now, this is one of the biggest realizations that I've had throughout my journey, is that I sometimes know what I want. Most often I do, but there's another part of this altogether. It is being open for things that we may not even realize we need or that we truly desire. The universe has so much potential and opportunity for us to welcome in, for us to create, and for us to experience and enjoy. If we are open to synchronicities and creation and the surprises in life, then we are going to definitely welcome that in. From this path that I've been on, I have also noticed that there are many things that I've gone through that I would have never been able to think of or imagine. And that is a beautiful gift of this process. So be open to the synchronicities and to those special gifts from the universe. The 14th one and the final one is going to be surrounding yourself with positivity. Now, again, this is not toxic positivity or spiritual bypassing by any means, which I do talk about often. This is all about putting yourself in healthy situations that are going to support your goals and your values. This is also going to help you feel confident in that state of creation and manifestation and relationships and being. This will allow you to receive as well. And so when we build that trust around us and within us, we are also sending a signal out to the universe that we trust this process and that we trust life itself. Trust is a big part of this, and it is a part that runs very deep within ourselves. There has to be a very deep level of trust with all, because we are part of that. And when we trust all, we are saying that we trust ourselves and that we trust this process. So try to cultivate and build and create a healthy environment around you, relationships, your home environment, and most importantly, within yourself. So I hope these steps offered some guidance for your manifestation and transformation journey. Be patient with yourself and remember to celebrate those small wins. Until next time, I will see you again very soon, and take care.